I briefly studied Japanese, like very briefly, so I think I'm saying it right, but now I'm setting myself up for failure. My name is Leandro Demon-Riva. This is The Educated Barfly. Sips, tips, and what now? Great videos as always. Let's get into making the cocktail. So today's cocktail comes to us from our patron Jordan Field, who created a cocktail called the Keichō Embassy, which I think I'm pronouncing right. Keichō. It's K-E-I-C-H-O, but the O has a little line over it. Yeah. I briefly studied Japanese, like very briefly, so I think I'm saying it right, but now I'm setting myself up for failure.
We should ask Oz.
Oh yeah, maybe she'll know. She'll definitely know how to pronounce it.
The correct way to say it is Keichō. So it's really close. It's just a matter of emphasis.
With the little line over the O.
That means it's longer.
So it's just a long O?
Oh, yeah, Keichō. Yeah, it's not Keichō. It's Keichō. It's not Keichō either. Keichō. Just straight monotone.
I would have screwed it up.
Okay, let's do the drink and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. And we will assess it for Mr. Jordan Field as well. So, first things first, we are gonna do ½ ounce of lemon juice, 1 ounce of Fuji apple juice, and there's a Japanese connection there. I guess Fuji apples are so popular in Japan that it's tough to find any other variety of apple in Japan. And then we're gonna do 1/4 ounce yellow chartreuse, ½ ounce of our Saint Germain, and this bottle was made possible by Michael Fudia, so thank you so much for our Saint Germain bottle. We're doing ½ ounce there. 1½ ounces of Toki whiskey.
For relaxing times, make it Suntory times.
That's right. Gonna add some ice to our tin. Rather large cut ice that I did yesterday. Look at that. That's a little too big, I think. Add our cocktail. Forgot a glass in the fridge, so go get that. I really have high hopes for this cocktail because it seems just fantastic.
Hey, oh, that's fun.
All right, and then into our chilled glass, do a little double strain. Shaker and Spoon is a subscription box service that brings craft cocktails to your door. They'll center each box that you'll get around a specific spirit, and they give you everything in the box that you'll need to create cocktails. So you don't have to buy any more specialty syrups, make any crazy ingredients at home. They give you the bitters, the aromatics, the syrups, the sodas, and much, much more. So what's great about it is that you get 3 different cocktail recipes from world-class bartenders in every single box, and you get enough ingredients to make 4 cocktails, totaling 12 cocktails. And what that means is that when you buy a bottle of spirits to be able to make the cocktails, it is portioned in such a way that you will have very little, if any, left. So you're not buying a bottle, using half of it, and then you just don't know what to do with the other half. Fantastic. So to get amazing and unique craft cocktails delivered straight to your door, just click the link below and type Barfly in at checkout, or go to shakerandspoon.com/barfly for $20 off your first order. Yeah, it's just like what the notes on the garnish were. No garnish, okay. Just making sure. Haven't overlooked anything. Cheers.
I guess you should have said Kampai.
Kampai! Is that cheers in Japanese?
Pretty sure.
It's tart, it's nicely balanced. It's got a really interesting flavor. I'm really loving the interplay between the Saint Germain and the apple juice. It's bright, it's tart, but it is definitely well balanced. The sugar is only coming from the apple juice, the yellow chartreuse, and the Saint Germain. You can definitely detect the elderflower in there. Just trying to think about the yellow chartreuse and like how prevalent it is. The yellow chartreuse has like this, it's like an herbal finish. It's got like this herbal tart finish. And then, you know, Suntory Toki on its own has a very malty, kind of flavor to it. It's like unpeated malt scotch is what it tastes like. And so it has this maltiness on the back end of this. It's just really, really nice. Everything plays really, really well together. I wonder what would happen if I took out one of the ingredients though. Like I wonder how noticeable it would be, like how much it's doing in this, but this is so nicely balanced. You know, it's actually, you can pick out the individual flavors, but they play so well together that it's kind of hard. They all bleed into one another. It's kind of hard to see where one begins and the other ends. With such a, it's really nicely tart with such a little amount of lemon juice, you know, so you're definitely getting that crisp tartness of the apple. And it also has this nice fall flavor to it as well, which I really like. I don't think I really have any criticisms of it at all. It's really, really well done. I think if I had more time, I would probably pick it apart a little bit more or like see if I would change anything, but this is something that I could drink a lot of. Cheers, Jordan. This is a really fantastic drink. I think it also bears mentioning that the creation of this drink was inspired by a cocktail competition on the subreddit R cocktails. I don't know, when you talk about subreddits, do you actually need to say the R and then, or do you just say like subreddit, the cocktails subreddit?
Yeah, they're all R.
Yeah, they're all, because it's Reddit something, right? So it's like, that all stands for Reddit, so. I guess, yeah, so the cocktail subreddit, and apparently he came in first place with this drink. So this was for an October cocktail competition this year, and the requirements were that it had to use apple and elderflower. So obviously, when starting to kind of think through that he quickly realized that he had a France-Japanese theme, and when, you know, kind of researching, you know, France and Japan, he came upon the story that really inspired the cocktail. And that story goes like this. There was a samurai named Hasekura Tsunenaga who between 1613 and 1620 went on a diplomatic mission both to the United States, which was actually, I think back in the 1600s, it was the New World still, and Europe. And as part of that diplomatic mission, he made like a little stop in Saint-Tropez. And that was the very first interaction between the French and Japanese cultures. And so this cocktail was inspired by that meeting. And I think that he did a very fantastic job. I love the story. And I love it when cocktails are created in such an intentional way that there's actually a historic kind of inspiration behind it. Kind of gives you a little bit of information about history. And then you have a really nice cocktail to drink while you're thinking about it. And it's a very nicely, intentionally done drink. It's just a really nicely well done cocktail. I will stop rambling now, because I think that's all I have to say about this drink. So if you like this channel, please hit like and subscribe. Check us out on Patreon and YouTube members. We want to thank our patrons, including the Mr. Jordan Field, for supporting this channel. Everything that you do for us goes a long, long way helping this channel, and we really appreciate it. And we also want to let you know that if you guys want to submit recipes, which we get every week, we get recipe submissions all the time, but if you want to make sure 100% that we will make it and assess it on this channel, you can go to our Patreon, and you can figure it out there. Check out our website, theeducatedbarfly.com, for articles, recipes, our virtual bottle program. Have a safe and happy week, and I will see you guys on another time. And we are keeping it Fiji because that is the way that it was created, and it also kind of is on that theme as well, right?
The island theme?
The Japanese theme. Aren't Fiji apples? Is there a Japanese connection there?
You think about Fuji?
Or Fuji apples, does that matter?
Yeah.
Not Fiji. Well, now I have to do that all over again.
No,
so I got to do it all over again. I have to give you clean audio because I said Fiji.
Are they Fuji apples?
They're Fuji apples, yeah. Hold on, let me, I just want to see something. Because this whole thing is Japanese themed, so Fuji apple.
Fiji is close-ish.
Fuji apples, large and sweet. Fuji are so popular in Japan that it's difficult to find any other type of apple.
Yeah. It was, it was called America, or the 13 colonies, or Colonial America.
Or Colonial America. Oh, very cool. Good to know. Maybe we can put that in a little text overlay at the bottom.
Okay.